What's going on, everybody? Vache here. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of these cool paracord handles. We're going to do a two-tone color. We're going to put it on this board right here. All right, so stay tuned. Let's get at it. Let's go. Basically what we need is about 9 feet, 10 feet of paracord of one color and maybe about another 9 or 10 feet of another color. You need scissors or a knife, something to cut with, and then a lighter just to melt the ends, okay? Okay, so for our main handle, basically you're gonna get about 10 feet of paracord here, okay? We're gonna just take it in half, just like this. Nice and easy until we find the middle point. And here's our middle point, right? So what we're gonna do now is to first start out, we're gonna dip right from top to bottom, okay? Just like that. And then take what's called the working ends. These are the working ends, and we're just gonna slip it right through. I know you guys have all probably done this knot probably 1,000 times in your life. It's called the girth hitch, in case you didn't know. That's what it looks like, okay? So I like to girth hitch it like this from top bottom, so that when I pick up, it actually puts tension on it. You can kind of see where the axle is right there. Just let it kind of focus. Perfect. So you can see where the axle is. It's about an inch, inch and a half over there. So once you get that tension, you're gonna come up around and you're gonna put it all on the right side of the axle mount, okay? Pull everything through. And so you get your handle like this. This is the part where you kind of want to measure a little bit over here. You want to give about knuckle, and then you want to go maybe an inch. Hey Gordon, I'm gonna have you put your hand back here. This is Gordon's one wheel, so you kind of want to measure this for your hand. You want to give yourself a little bit of leeway, because once you start wrapping it, and then good. Yeah, that's good right there. Yep. Maybe pull back a little bit more, because we're gonna do about 2 rows of wraps over here. We're gonna do a cool two-tone color for Gordon over here. So yeah, that's about it for his hand. Okay, so you can kind of let it go right there. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a basic overhand knot. Pull it right through. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. Okay, perfect. So now this is what you have here. Just a basic, just like that. When you have these two ends, these are your working ends, okay? When you have your two ends like this, you're gonna have a left and a right. You're gonna take the left one behind the 2 strands of your handle, and the right one you're gonna keep on the right side, okay? So super easy. You're gonna make about a little half loop about that big. You're gonna take the right side, you're gonna put it over that single strand, behind the double strand, and pull it right through, okay? And then just pull it nice and easy, just like that. Here you go. So now that's starting to look nice and neat. Remember, neat knots are functional knots, okay? So rule number 1, make it neat. I like to tighten it up. So now this is what you got right over here. This is the beginning, all right? A good way to remember it, wherever this vertical loop is, that's the side that's gonna go next. We're gonna alternate left, right, left, right. So we just did it on the left side. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So we're gonna go on the right side. So now you take the right side, you make a half a loop like this. Take the left strand, go over it, behind the 2 strands, and up through the hole. Okay, so it looks like that. And then you're just gonna pull it tight, just like that, all right? And I like to slide it up. You'll feel it take up all the slack and all that tension, okay? So same thing. Now it's starting to look a lot neater, okay? Now our vertical loop, as you can see, now is on the left side. That means we're gonna make the loop on the left side. So you make a loop on the left side, over the double strands, take the right side, go over the single strand, behind the double strands, up through the circle, just like that. Now it's starting to take shape. You can kind of see almost like a little ladder effect. So right side, I'm gonna go through this a little bit, and over the single, behind the double, up through the hole. Pull it tight, push it up, nice and neat. Remember, neat knots, ladies and gentlemen, neat knots. That side, Pull it through. Yeah. Gordon's making a video of me making a video. It's kind of cool.
Behind the scene.
Yeah, BTS. All right, so we're just gonna keep going through over here, right? Now, if you notice over here, it's starting to look like a ladder. It's starting to get really cool. It's starting to get really neat. You'll know if you start making a mistake, because see how nice and neat this looks? It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so hypothetically, watch. We know we're gonna start on the left side now, right? In case, you know, you get interrupted, or like, you know, your kids are bothering you or something like that, and you're in the middle of this and you forget, and you're like, damn it, what side am I supposed to start on? Remember, the side with the loop. But let's just say, for example, you start on the other side and you're like, oh man, I think it's on the right side. So you start doing something like this, and because Lord knows I've done this a few times, you know, you start kind of doing like this and you're like, well, it kind of looks like it belongs, and then you start going the other way, and all of a sudden, you know, you kind of see this like weird effect where it kind of looks right, but it's not. If you look at it from the side, it's going to end up doing some kind of twisting effect. All right, and it'll look cool. Don't get me wrong. That'll look cool. It'll almost look like a DNA twist, but that's going to be more like decorative. That's going to be maybe if you want to make a zipper pull or like an ornament or some kind of like key fob or something. But in the case of a handle, it's not going to be functional and it's not going to be comfortable whatsoever. Okay, so you just undo it, get back to a smooth spot. You're like, cool, left side over the single, behind the double, through the loop. And I'm just gonna kind of crank on this a little bit and get this going. You're basically just gonna do this all the way until the end. All right, so we're starting to get towards the end over here. Make sure to always keep sliding it up. You'll see me do that. Take up all the slack. Make the handle nice and comfortable. Okay. You can put this handle on your bag, on your duffel bag, on your travel bag. I basically have this stuff all over the place. You can make cool little zipper pulls. Put them on your snowboarding jacket, whatever. Any of you law enforcement, first responders, military, you know, hikers, climbers, everybody knows the uses of paracord, the 1001 uses of this stuff, survival gear, all that kind of good stuff. So if you don't know, look it up, learn a few knots, it'll save your life. Everyone's got a good paracord story. And this is a great way to have a good amount of paracord with you at all times, especially if you're one-wheelers that like to kind of go and explore a little bit more and, you know, travel by yourself sometimes. So this stuff can really come in handy. Okay, so we're getting near the end over here. I'm going to kind of tighten it up. The tighter you make this, the better it will be on your handle, because it will naturally add tension to it and kind of almost make like a, not a spine, but it will really help with its rigidity. I'm trying to find this one. There it is. Get out. All right. Getting close. Right side. Now I know some people are probably thinking, hey, you know, maybe wrap something comfortable around there, like a handle or whatever. Yeah, that'll work. The main purpose here is, you know, I wanted something flush and out of the way. You know what I mean? If you look at this from up above, it is right up against that rail. It is totally flush, and then when you need it, you could slide over. You got a nice handle. Okay, so I know there's more cushy ways that you can kind of make it, but I don't find myself carrying my one wheel for long distances at a time. You know, just pretty much here and there to kind of lift it in and out of places. So it's good enough, and I would much rather have a ton of paracord with me rather than a comfortable piece of foam that's not going to do much for me in case of emergencies. So that's my thought process on it. It's not perfect, but it's good for the type of riding and the places that I like to go. One more, and I think we're pretty much done with the main handle. Okay, so this is the main handle. Look at that nice smooth ladder. Everything's nice and neat. Okay, let's look at it from the top. Everything's nice and neat. You can see the staggered motion here. It's exactly what you want. All right, cool. So let's get this cut, and then we'll move on. All right, so here we go. We're about to cut the ends, finish it off. This is kind of what's left over. All right, so I like to use scissors. You can use a blade, but I like to use scissors. That's just my preference. One doesn't work much better than the other. It's all the same. But basically, you want to give it just a little bit of room. All right. Don't cut it too short. All right. Because watch, you cut it there, and then you want to. Oh man, it's gonna be hard with this wind. Yeah. It's windy day in Vegas today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. All right. Melting it, get a nice melt, and then I just use the side of the lighter to kind of just mash it right in there, and it looks like that. It just kind of melts right in there. Okay, it's perfect. So we're gonna do the other side too. I'm gonna try to get footage for you, but it's windy, so luckily I got Gordy here to help me block some wind. Get a nice melt on there. Once it starts melting, just kind of mash it right there. It makes this cool, like little plug. All right, a little hot. It's fine. Don't burn yourself. So, I mean, there you go. Essentially, you are done. There's your handle.
Fits my hand perfectly.
Yep. It's a little big for my hand, but it fits Gordy's hand perfectly. He's got bigger hands than me. Okay, so there you have it. There's step one. And actually, I mean, it is all pretty much done, but he wants to kind of do like a two-tone look, kind of like mine, where we have a wrap above the other wrap. So, he's got this cool gray thing going on, this theme, so we're gonna add some gray paracord to it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. So now we're gonna add the extra layer. Same thing, basically. You want to take your paracord in half and just wrap it behind the handle. Make sure it's in the middle. What's up, Gordy? Gordy's got tons of good behind the scenes footage for you guys, so you'll be able to see how ridiculous I look on this park bench with my cell phone strapped around my neck making this video for you. All good. So once you have these, simple overhand knot, nothing trivial here. Okay, and same thing, pick a side. I'm going to start with the left side. You're going to make a loop. All right, loop on top, take the right one over the single, go around the handle and up, and bang. Okay, here we go. So it looks like that. Side of the phone. All right, same thing. Vertical spine is on the right side, so now we're going to start on the right side. Make a loop, go over the single strand behind the handle, which was previously the double strand, and just like that. So you can kind of gap this out however you want. It will naturally fit within those grooves, which is really cool because that blue just kind of pops right through. So we're just going to continue this just like that. You can come up with really cool patterns over here, really cool like color schemes, your favorite football team, hockey team, basketball team, whatever you're into, lacrosse. So it's starting to look really cool. This is, I believe they call this the King Cobra stitch. So the regular one where we did the blue handle, if you just do it once, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they just call that the Cobra stitch. And then this is the King Cobra stitch. So if you don't like the way I explain it, or if you're having a hard time understanding it, look up on YouTube Cobra stitch. I believe Solomon bar maybe is another term that some people use in the industry. I'm not a big knot head. I just know the useful functional ones. But yeah, just look it up on YouTube. Tons of good tutorials on this kind of stuff. Looking pretty good. I like the way it turned out. This blue is really popping. It adds a good little accent. Got the Onewheel blue on Gordon's gray titanium kind of murdered out feel that he's gone for this board. I really like the color scheme on this XR. It's really nice. And the Onewheel blue accent just really adds to it. All right. Time to cut, so you can kind of see how much I'm like cutting right over here. You don't want to leave too much, and we don't want to take too little either. Wow, it's pretty windy today. I actually don't like the way that one came out, so we're gonna cut it a little bit more. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, that's melting just nice right there. Perfect. Sometimes you get a little frays over here, not a problem. Perfect. Now, cut up here. There we go. Perfect. Just melt that right in there. And there you have it. Nice. You got your Onewheel little paracord handle carry thing. This is what it looks like from up top. Okay. Like I said, bam. Just take shape. You know, you can get a big hand in there. Gordy's got a big hand, a lot bigger than mine. I got little tiny hands. But yeah, with the double, it's nice and thick. It'll be nice and soft enough for you to carry on short distances. And then when you're riding, it's completely, basically out of the way and stuff like that. You're not gonna catch that on anything. So, yep, there it is. There's Gordy.
Hey.
There's his board. There's my board. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you make one and you really enjoy it and it really helps you get around. All right, leave comments below. Tell me what you think. If you have comments, suggestions, constructive criticism, we're open to everything. All right, take care, guys. Float on.